Vance said, quote, "There's a lot of talk about how much the Israeli government is influencing American politics. There are certainly people within the Israeli government who hate the deal, and we see exact evidence." He also referenced a story published on Tuesday in Time magazine, which commented on how U.S. President Trump's former campaign manager, Brad Parscale, was linked with an Israeli government-funded campaign paying conservative influencers to push their audiences toward denouncing the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran. The Time article, he said, quote, "is worth reading because it lists a bunch of people who have quite literally been paid by a former Trump campaign person who was himself paid by certain elements within the Israeli government. And those people are attacking me viciously for quite literally trying to accomplish the negotiation objective that the president set for the country," he added. Rogan asked how these people are attacking Vance, to which the vice president said, "It's social media posts leaking to reporters. They're attacking me obsessively, saying we should not be negotiating with Iran. We should just keep the military campaign going indefinitely." He said, "I should be clear, I don't actually mind that." How could you not mind? He said, "Let's say certain elements of the Israeli government want to criticize the deal or have disagreements about the deal. I don't even mind an effort to try to influence foreign governments to try to influence foreign governments try to influence the United States all the time. You know, Israel does it, other countries do it. It's just sort of the nature of the beast." How could you not mind? He says, "What bothers me is actually when American leadership allows that influence to affect their judgment and to affect what they are advocating for. That's what really bothers me. People are always going to try to influence the United States of America, whether they're allies of ours or whether they're enemies of ours." The vice president also defended his position toward Israel and allegations of anti-Semitic and anti-Zionist views. He said, "The crazy thing is, people don't realize this. I'm actually like the reasonable moderate," when placing himself within what he called the massive pro-Israel, anti-Israel debate in the United States. He said, "I think that's what so many people don't realize. I'm accused of being an anti-Semite. Some people say I've insulted the Jewish religion, which is insane. My attitude towards this is Israel is an ally like France or the UK. We are going to have disagreements with them. We are going to have agreements with them. There are areas where we're going to have similar interests and areas where interests are going to diverge." Vance and Rogan also discussed the level to which Israel allegedly attempts to influence politics. Vance said, "I think some are better at it than others. I think Israel is definitely more effective at it than most. But I wouldn't say they're the only effective country trying to influence American politics by any means. It's more than that. The concern is there's..."
And this maybe is like completely off key from what we're talking about here, but do you guys remember, didn't Donald Trump just have an interview where he supposedly exposed the Chinese and how they like influenced the election? So is that something similar here? I mean, I don't think it comes as a surprise that Israel are allegedly influencing politics and policies in the United States. But it is a little bit shocking, to be honest, to hear that the vice president is actually coming out and saying this, because that makes the president of the United States appear weak. But we're going to keep the clip rolling here. I actually wanted to play a segment from that interview between J.D. Vance and Joe Rogan, just so we can kind of see what it is that was actually discussed in there. So without further ado, let's dive right in.
Israel. If it was your call, would you have done exactly the same thing? Do you think that Israel is affecting American political judgment?
There are some people within their system we know beyond a shadow of a doubt who are manipulating and trying to change American public opinion to keep the war going on indefinitely.
Well, I guess I understand what conceptually
If it was your call, would you have done exactly the same thing?
I think that the goal is certainly good, which is to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. The president said publicly that JD was less enthusiastic about it. I think was the exact phrase that he used. As the vice president, I'm not a public commentator. Like, my job is to give the best advice I can to the president of the United States. question.
Do you think that we would have started this war in Iran without the influence of Israel?
I think the president, completely separate from any influence from Israel, believes very strongly, and again, I agree with this, that Iran should not have a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, so you see that he's still on that same BS, right? He's definitely on that same BS because it's pretty clear, right? And I think even Marco Rubio, when he was asked like why they actually went in, he was speechless. He was dumbfounded. He didn't know what to say. So I think it's pretty clear. Everybody knows that the United States wouldn't have gone into that, like this conflict, Operation Epstein Fury, as you call it, if it wasn't for Israel and their intelligence. Heck, rumor has it that even the American intelligence actually advised against this invasion. But I don't know how true that is, but that's just what I've been told. That's what I've heard. I wasn't told, I heard it. So, yeah. The word on the street is that actually like this was Israel, and actually the reason why they continue to have like the MOU continuing to be breached is also because of Israel still refusing to like stop attacking Lebanon, and then they continue to attack and jeopardize and sabotage any peace agreements. But these are all just like word on the street, right? Nobody knows what's really going on. At least I don't. I'm not there on ground. So I just like to bring this here so we can have a debate about it. So y'all let me know what you think about it down in the chat, guys. Do you think that that US actually went into this conflict with their own mind, or did somebody plant and sow some seeds in their heads? Let's talk about it.